Hi everyone. Let's talk about product management versus product ownership. It's an age-old conversation that we have in our workplaces all the time. There's two key differences that we need to pay attention to when we're looking at product management versus product ownership. The first difference is scale, and the second difference is engagement models. So let me break it down for you. Product managers, their main role, upwards and outwards, orientation, vision setting, big picture planning. The product owner is the person who curates the idea through to fruition. The product manager is doing market research, looking at the bigger picture, thinking strategically and looking for options where the product can be migrated through the product life cycle. The product owner, tasked with making the decided outcomes a reality. Product owners generally work more closely with the teams who are creating the outcome. They are going to be intricately involved in the prioritization and the reviews. They're going to be very much part of any planning cycle that happens. Product managers, due to their strategic view, they're very much involved in research and understanding more about the market and working at the bigger picture long-term event horizons. Product owners, short-term. So what's the best way to look at this? Well, let me give you an analogy. I like to think about the whole of product creation as if we were real estate developers. And with that, one of the things that we need to think about is if we were going to build a whole new subdivision or a new apartment building, the product manager would be the person or the people who are aware of the bigger picture and large scale considerations that need to be done. The product manager would be working closely with council to organise access routes, roads. They'd also be working with the council and other utility providers in terms of getting electricity and plumbing and sewerage and all of those hidden infrastructure style elements. The product owner is the equivalent of the builder who's building a house. And the builder of a house cares about the house that they are building, and they're focused on making that thing as good as it can possibly be. The product manager, however, is looking at what types of houses need to be in the subdivision and why. They're looking at compliance and legality at the larger scale. The product owner needs to make sure that anything that happens inside the house is signed off and appropriate and has to meet with the local compliance regulations, but they're not thinking about those big picture long-term elements. So when you're in an environment where you're confused about product management versus product ownership, look at the scale of the decisions that are being made. Look at the engagement, whether you're working more closely with your stakeholders or you're working more closely with your delivery teams. Every now and then we have the situation where someone is actually both product manager and product owner. Now that's perfectly fine as well. If that is the situation, the only thing to be aware of is working closely with your stakeholders and making sure you're using the right stakeholders to have the right conversations at the right time. Don't confuse them. Don't bring your product owner mindset to your product management working groups. Stay focused, pay attention, and think about the decisions that you're making.